Hello, hello, hello. This is Angela Hooper-Menifield, and I am back for a Facebook slash LinkedIn slash YouTube Live. It has been a minute, and I just realized I don't even have all my branding correct. But anyway, I am excited and happy to be here. And so today I am going to talk about something that I have been mentioning over social media for the last few days. And that was the lessons that I have learned as a coach, as a senior leader, and a trainer about leadership from, so here's the nexus, right? Going through the natural hair transition. And so posted about it recently when I posted some new photo shots of myself with my hair not straight because that was the first time I'd done that. That I've been on this natural hair journey now for about 14, 15 years. And what it has taught me, of course, my phone would ring while I'm doing a Facebook Live, but what the journey has taught me is a lot of things. And so now, I've been in it 14 years. My hair pretty much does anything that I needed to do and what I wanted to do, irregardless of even product. I find that people often ask me questions such as, what do you use? What do you do? And how do you get your hair to do yada, yada, yada? And it reminded me of some of the conversations I've had with people in the ranks of supervision, right? So let's say you're a new supervisor and you go to another person's office or you observe a different leader leading their team. It's not uncommon for us to wish that our team would show up and behave like the other person's team. And so I see that connection there. And so what it made me think about is when people ask me this question all the time about my hair, and I watched it yesterday and I kind of showed you guys. So I used the different, and I mixed stuff up, but basically then, I wash it and let it air dry 9 times out of 10. Um, but what it left me with was, okay, so what is the advice? How do you get your hair to begin to show up and behave, quote unquote, like you want it to? So, what I tell people to encourage them, number one, is this didn't happen overnight. Back in 2010 or 2008, when this started, I would use products, some that were supposed to be the best, some of the same ones I use today. And the impact would be temporary, right? As in, I would put a product on, it looked really good when my hair was wet. And then after, okay, I don't know what that is, but after it would dry, I'd look crazy. Like I used to jokingly say I look like heat miser, right? And so, but instead of giving up, I kept using it. And what I realized was I took myself back to a pre-relaxed hair state. And there was a season where I used to always want to wear my hair wrapped, right? Because you wrap your hair, you tie it up, you didn't have to use rollers. But when I first tried to wrap my hair, it didn't behave right either. It was over time after time. I had to train my hair to behave that way. And so what I found out was in the training of my hair eventually acquiesced and behaved the way I needed it to behave. Well, it was the same thing with the natural hair care products. The more I used them, the more I applied them, I began to treat my hair differently. As a result of that, my hair behaved differently. So, what does that have to do with leadership? Again, often we want our team to behave and or do something a little different than what we inherited, right? Because the hair I had was the hair I had, and I had been treating it a certain kind of way up until I decided to go natural. And so I say all that to say, as a new supervisor, you inherit a team, or maybe, it's a team you've been working with for years. You just work with them in a different capacity. But whatever it is they've been doing that, or the culture of the organization has been that for a minute. You're not going to walk in there and sprinkle on new products, so new leadership, sprinkle on a new method, sprinkle on a new training, and then get a new result. It's going to take time. And so just like I had to quote unquote train my hair and use something repeatedly, it wasn't, treating it like an event, it was a process. It was the same thing for supervision. So if you want to turn, and get a different result and achieve something different with your team within your organization, you can't treat training like an event. It's a process. So again, you don't show up and give them something, sprinkle it on, and then say, "Oh, this is amazing." No, it's not going to improve like that. And if you give up, you definitely won't get the result. So a lot of people I started this journey with gave up, right? They said it was too hard, it won't work for me. And I always just kept saying it eventually will, because well, one, that's just my personality, right? But eventually work. So anyway, that would be lesson one. To get to the results you want, you have to provide training. And again, training is not a one time event, it is a process. So, this for me was a process, including the fact that I even had a season where I decided to just cut it all off and start all over because I had put too much heat on it. But that's a tip for another day. So, lesson number one of what I learned from going natural about leadership is to get the results you want, you have to provide training. And again, training is not an event, it's a process. So again, my name is Angela Hooper-Menifield. I am Chief Equipping Officer of Menifield and Associates LLC, high performance coach, speaker, trainer. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to coming back tomorrow so we can talk about lesson number two. Take care and have a great day.